In the dockyard, or were you living in the dockyard as well?
No, I lived outside of the dockyard. Yes, I lived in Gillingham Road for a time, near the railway crossing, you know, that part of Gillingham. I lived with my father there, yes, because my mother died when I was 8, but I was with my dad. I think we knew that we would, put it like this, win in the end, you know, that we would be the victors as a nation, because I think the effort was, everybody was behind the war effort, as far as I know, yes, yes. That, I suppose you weren't paid a lot of money. You weren't. Some people made a lot of money because of the war, but we were never like that. We never made a lot of money because of the war being on, and it was hard work. But we great big slab that I used to do things on, with a vice, a heavy vice, one end of it, and I used to roll plates and cylinders out of inch-thick material, and used to work in the furnace and pull rings out of the furnace and round them up, and you used to have an asbestos sheet to shield yourself from the heat that came off when you pulled it out with rakes onto a slab from the furnace, and the heat was so great that you used to hold this asbestos sheets up in front of you to protect yourself from the heat as you endeavoured with large hammers to shape, to make them into the right shape. Sometimes they weren't quite round, and so you had to put dogs on them and shape them. You just had asbestos sheets to protect yourself from the heat. And the thing was that you made things out of asbestos sheets, and you just saw it up, and all the dust, you breathed it all in, and no wonder so many men died of asbestosis. I had what they call plague in both lungs, which I've got now, but it never solidified. Men used to breathe it, and it would go solid in the lungs, but I was fortunate in that mine didn't solidify. It hasn't affected me breathing even up to now. Well, now of course it does. I was fortunate because many of my colleagues died at an early age because of asbestosis. Yes, I remember them. They weren't compensated a penny for it, and I've never asked for compensation, and I've never worried about it, because I thought, well, I have been breathing all these years and with no effect, so I'm fortunate.